Chapter 16. Bottom of Form. A day before her visit, Grandmama sent a letter to say she was coming. Peter brought it the next morning. The grandfather was already outside the hut with the children and his happy goats. He looked proud as he looked at the girls' pink faces and the shiny hair of the two goats. Peter walked slowly to the uncle. After giving him the letter, Peter jumped back shyly and looked around like he was scared. Then he quickly ran away. I want to know why Peter acts like the big Turk when he is afraid of the stick, said Heidi, watching Peter's strange way. Maybe Peter is afraid because he deserves the stick, said the old man. All morning Peter was very scared. He kept thinking about the policeman coming from Frankfurt to take him to prison. Heidi was busy all morning cleaning the hut for the visitor. Time passed fast, and soon everything was ready to welcome Grandmama. The grandfather came back from a walk with a beautiful bunch of deep blue flowers called gentians. The children, sitting on the bench, were happy to see the bright flowers. Heidi stood up often to look down the path. Suddenly, she saw Grandmama on a white horse with two men. One man carried many wraps because Grandmama did not want to come without them. The group came closer and soon reached the top. What do I see? Clara, why are you not sitting in your chair? How is this possible? Grandmama cried, getting off her horse quickly. Before she reached the children, she raised her arms in great joy. Clara, is that really you? Your cheeks are red and round. I hardly know you. Grandmama was about to hug Clara when Heidi slipped off the bench, and Clara took her arm. They quietly went for a little walk. Grandmama was shocked and could not move. Clara was walking straight and strong next to her friend. When they came back, their pink faces were smiling. Grandmama ran to the children and hugged them many times. She looked at the uncle, sitting on the bench, smiling. Taking Clara's arm, she walked to him and said happily, "My dear uncle, we must thank you." The uncle said with a smile. Then Clara said, "Yes, and also Schwenli's good milk. Grandmama, you should see how much goat milk I can drink now. It tastes so good. I can see it on your cheeks." Grandmama smiled. "No, I hardly know you now. You are bigger and rounder. I never thought you could become so strong and tall. Oh, Clara, is this true? I cannot stop looking at you. But now I must send a message to your father to come. I will not tell him about you, so it will be the greatest surprise of his life." "My dear uncle, how can we manage this? Have you sent the men away?" "Yes, but I can send the goat herd," he answered. They decided Peter should take the message. The uncle whistled very loud, and soon Peter came, very scared because he thought something bad was coming. But he only got a paper to take to the village post office. Feeling better for a moment, Peter left. Now all the happy friends sat at the table, and Grandmama heard how the miracle happened. She often said she was surprised because she thought it was a dream. How could this pale, weak Clara be the same? The children were always happy to see their surprise worked. Meanwhile, Mr. Sesemann finished his work in Paris and planned a surprise too. Without writing to his mother, he traveled to Ragaz on a sunny summer morning. He arrived the same day, a few hours after his mother left, and took a carriage to Mayenfeld. The long climb to the Alps seemed hard and far. When would he reach the goatherd's hut? Many small roads went in different directions. Sometimes Mr. Sesemann was not sure if he was on the right way. No one was near, and the only sounds were the wind and small insects. A happy little bird sang on a tree, but nothing else. Stopping to cool his forehead, he saw a boy running down the hill very fast. Sesemann called to him, but the boy stayed shy and far away. "Can you tell me if I am on the right path to the hut where Heidi and the people from Frankfurt live?" he asked. The boy only gave a scared sound. Peter ran away quickly, rolling down the mountain and falling many times. His way was like his enemy's way a few days before. What a funny, shy mountain boy. Mr. Rantain boy. Mr. Rantain. He guessed the stranger scared this simple boy. After watching Peter for a while, he went on his way. Peter could not stop rolling. His fear was worse than his bumps and bruises. He finally grabbed a bush. Good, here's another one, said a voice near Peter. I wonder who will fall tomorrow. Looking like a half-open potato sack, the village baker was teasing him. He had been resting and watching Peter. Peter stood up and ran away quietly. How did the baker know the chair was pushed? Peter wanted to go home and hide because he felt safe only there, but he had to go to the goats, and the uncle told him to come back quickly. He groaned and walked up to the Alps slowly. How could he run now with fear and sore legs? Sesamon reached the hut after meeting Peter and felt happy. Climbing more, he saw the hut and the moving fir trees. Mr. Sesamon hurried to meet his beloved child. The children saw him from the hut long ago and prepared a surprise for him that he did not know. As he walked the last steps, he saw two people coming to him. A tall girl with light hair and rosy cheeks was leaning on Heidi, whose dark eyes shone with happiness. Sesamon stopped and stared. Suddenly, big tears came to his eyes because this girl looked like Clara's mother. He did not know if he was awake or dreaming. Papa, don't you remember me? Clara called with bright eyes. Have I changed so much? Mr. So much? Mr. So? Sesamon ran to her and held her in his arms. Yes, you have changed. How can this be? Is it really true? Is it really you, Clara? He asked happily. He hugged her again and looked at her standing tall and strong next to him. His mother came to them because she wanted to see her son's happiness. What do you say, my son? Isn't our surprise better than yours? She said. Now come and greet our helper, the uncle. Yes, I must greet little Heidi too, said the man, shaking Heidi's hand. Well, always fresh and happy in the mountains. I see no need to ask because no alpine flower is more beautiful. Ah, child. Her heart felt his joy. While the two men talked, Grandmama walked to the trees. There, under the firs, she found another surprise. A beautiful bunch of bright blue gentian flowers stood like they had grown there. How lovely, how wonderful. What a sight, she said, clapping her hands. Heidi, come here, come here. Did you bring these? Oh, they are beautiful. The children joined her. Heidi said it was someone else's work. Oh, Grandmama, it looks just like that on the pasture, Clara said. Guess who brought you the flowers? At that moment, they heard a noise. They saw Peter trying to sneak behind the trees to avoid the hut. The old lady called to him because she thought Peter had picked the flowers for her. She thought he was shy and trying to hide. To give him a reward, she called, Come here, my boy. Don't be afraid. Peter was very scared and stood still. What had happened before took away his courage. He thought everything was finished for him. His hair stood up and his face looked pale and worried as he came closer. Come to me straight, boy, the old lady said kindly. Now tell me if you did this. Peter was so nervous that he did not see the lady's finger pointing to the flowers, to the flowers. He only saw the uncle near the hut looking at him strongly, and next to him the policeman, who was his greatest fear. Shaking all over, Peter said, Yes. Well, why are you so afraid? Because it is broken and cannot be fixed again, Peter said, his knees shaking. The grandmama walked to the hut. My dear uncle, she asked kindly, is this poor boy crazy? Not at all, he said. The boy was the wind that blew the wheelchair away. He thinks he will be punished and deserves it. Grandmama was surprised because Peter did not look bad. Why should he break the chair? The uncle told her that Peter was angry since Clara came to the Alp. He said he had suspected Peter from the start. My dear uncle, said the lady, we must not punish him more. We must be fair. It was very hard for him when Clara took Heidi from him, who was his greatest treasure. Sitting alone every day made him angry, and that anger made him do this bad thing. Who was still shaking with fear. Sitting on the bench, she said, Come, Peter, I will tell you something. Stop shaking and listen. You pushed the chair down to break it. You knew it was wrong, and you deserved punishment. You tried hard to hide it, didn't you? But if someone thinks no one knows their bad deed, they are wrong. God always knows. When God sees someone tries to hide their bad deed, he wakes a little watcher in their heart. This watcher keeps poking the person with a thorn until they cannot rest. It calls to the bad person, You will be found out. Your punishment is coming, your happiness is gone, and fear and worry take its place. He had felt this. You made a mistake, Grandmama said, thinking you would hurt Clara by breaking her chair. What you did helped her the most. She might never have tried to walk if her chair was there. If she stays here, she might even go to the pasture every day. Do you see, Peter? God can change a bad deed into good for the person hurt and trouble for the person who did wrong. Do you understand, Peter? Remember the little watcher when you want to do bad again. Will you do that? Yes, I will, Peter said, still afraid of the policeman who had not left. So that is all settled, said the old lady. Now tell me if you want something, my boy, because I will give you a gift to remember your friends from Frankfurt. What do you want? Peter looked at Grandmama with big, surprised eyes. He was confused by this change. When she asked again, he finally knew he was safe from the terrible man. He felt as if a big, heavy weight was gone. He knew it was better to tell the truth at once when something was wrong, so he said, I also lost the paper. After thinking for a while, the Grandmama said, That is right. Always tell the truth about what is wrong. Then the problem can be solved. Now, what do you want? Peter could choose anything in the world. He thought about all the nice things at the Mayenfeld Fair. He often stood there for hours looking at red whistles and small knives, but he never had enough money to buy them. Peter was thinking and could not decide when a bright idea came to him. 10 pennies, he said clearly. That is not too much. The old lady smiled and took out a big coin called a thaler. On it, she put 20 pennies. I will explain. Here you have as many sets of 10 pennies as there are weeks in a year. You can spend one every Sunday for a whole year. All my life? Peter asked, surprised. The Grandmama laughed loudly. The two men came over to join her. She said with a smile, You will have this, my boy. I will put it in my will. My son will do the same. Listen. Sesemann nodded in agreement. Peter looked at the money and said seriously, Thank God. Then he jumped up and ran away, feeling very happy and light, like he could fly. Later, everyone sat at the table enjoying a happy meal. After dinner, Clara, full of energy, said to her father, Oh, Papa, if you knew all the good things Grandfather did for me, it would take many days to tell you everything. I will never forget them. It is my greatest wish, too, said her father. Sesemann went to the old man and said, My dear friend, I have not felt real joy for many years. What is wealth if I cannot help my child and make her happy? With God's help you have made her well. You gave her a new life. Please tell me how to thank you. I cannot repay you, but I want to do what I can. Do you want anything? The uncle listened quietly and smiled at the happy father. Mr. Sesemann, your kindness is enough. Thanks. I am glad to see Clara well again. I have enough for me and the child. But I have one wish, said the uncle. I am old and will not live many years. When I die, I cannot leave Heidi anything. She has no family except one person who might take advantage of her. If you promise that Heidi will never have to work hard for money, I will feel at peace. My dear friend, no one will make Heidi work, said Mr. Mice D. Said Mr. Mice D. Sesamon. She belongs to us. She belongs to us. We will take care of her so she never has to earn money. She is not made for life among strangers. She has good friends, and one will come here soon. Dr. Klassen plans to live here. He has never been happier than with you and Heidi. Heidi will have 2 protectors, and we hope they will be safe for a long time. May God make it so, said the grandmamma, who had joined them. She shook the uncle's hand and hugged Heidi. Heidi, do you have a wish? The grandmother asked. Yes, I do, said Heidi happily. Tell me, child. I want my bed from Frankfurt with 3 high pillows and a warm, thick cover. Then grandmother can be warm and won't have to wear her shawl in bed. I will be so happy if she can lie comfortably and breathe well. Heidi spoke quickly, full of hope. Oh, I almost forgot. If God gives us happiness, we must help those who have less. I will send a telegram to bring the bed quickly. Miss Rottenmeier will send it soon. It should be here in 2 days. The good news, they all decided to visit grandmother, who had been alone for so long. Before they left, Mr. Sesamon said he would travel through Switzerland with his mother and Clara. They would stay one night in the village and then go to Ragaz, and further. The telegram would be sent that night. Clara felt sad to leave the Alp, but was excited about the trip. When everything was ready, they went down the mountain. The uncle carried Clara, who could not walk such a long way. On the way down, Heidi told the grandmother about her friends in the hut, the cold winter, and the little food they had. Brigitte was hanging Peter's shirt to dry when the group arrived. She told her mother, now they are all leaving. Have you seen if Heidi is with them? Oh, if only she could hold my hand once more. I want to hear her voice again. At that moment, the door opened and Heidi hugged her tightly. Grandmother, guess what? My bed with the 3 pillows and thick cover is coming from Frankfurt. Grandmama said it will be here in 2 days. Heidi thought that grandmother would be very happy, but the old woman smiled sadly and said, Oh, she must be a very good lady. I know I should be glad that she is taking you with her, Heidi. Who had heard the words. She held the old woman's hand and said, That is not possible. Heidi will stay with you and make you happy. And she cried happy tears. Oh, God is doing wonderful things for me, said the grandmother with deep feeling. How kind people are to care for a poor old woman like me. Nothing in the world makes me believe more in a good Father in heaven than this kindness to a poor. Sesamon, before God in heaven we are all poor and sad. It would be terrible if he forgot us. But now we must say goodbye. Next year we will come to see you as soon as we come up the Alp. We will never forget you. Mrs. Sesamon shook her hand. She could not leave right away because the grandmother thanked her many times and asked heaven to bless her and her house. Sesamon and his mother went down, while Clara was carried up to spend her last night in the hut. Next morning, Clara cried a lot when she left the beloved place where she had been so happy. Heidi comforted her with plans for next summer, which would be even happier. Sesamon came, and they said some last words. Clara, almost crying, suddenly said, Please give my love to Peter and the goats, Heidi. Please say hello especially to Schwamli from me, because she helped me a lot to get well. What can I give her? You can send her salt, Clara. You know she likes it very much, said little Heidi. Oh, I will do that for sure, Clara said. I will send her 100 pounds of salt as a gift from me. It was time to go. Clara rode proudly beside her father. Heidi stood on the edge of the slope and waved her hand. She watched Clara until she disappeared. The bed has arrived. Grandmother now sleeps very well every night and will soon be stronger than before. Grandmama remembered the cold winter on the Alp and sent many warm covers and shawls to the goatherd's hut. Now grandmother can wrap herself in them and will not have to sit shivering in a corner. In the village, a large building is being built. The doctor has come and is living in his old house now. He listened to the uncle's advice and bought the old ruins where Heidi and her grandfather stayed last winter. He is rebuilding the part with a nice apartment for himself. The other side is for Heidi and her grandfather. The doctor knows his friend likes to live independently and have his own home. Barely and Schwenli, of course, are not forgotten. They will spend the winter in a strong stable that is being built for them. The doctor and the almuncle become better friends every day. When they look at the building, they often talk about Heidi. They are both happy and excited to live in the house with their cheerful little girl. They have agreed to share the joy and responsibility that Heidi gives them. The uncle feels very thankful when the doctor tells him he will care well for the child. Now the grandfather is not worried because if something happens to him, another father will love and care for Heidi. At the moment the story ends, Heidi and Peter are sitting in grandmother's hut. Heidi has many interesting things to tell, and Peter tries hard to listen carefully. They are so excited they do not see that they are close to grandmother's happy chair. They have not met much during the summer, and many wonderful things have happened. They are all happy to be together again. It is hard to say who is the happiest. I think Brigida is the happiest because Heidi just told her the story about the never-ending 10-penny piece. Finally, the grandmother says, Heidi, please read me a song of thanks and praise. I feel I must thank the Lord for all the good things he has given us.